Don't be afraid of hurting nobody by putting yourself first. Absolutely not.
Yeah, wait a minute, don't you leave me before I get to kiss ya. Wait a minute, I don't wanna be without you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning viewer, and if you are new today, what is up? So today we're going to be doing a refresh and chat. So this is where I'll be kind of refreshing my hair. In this case, I have a wash and go. So I'm going to be refreshing my wash and go. I'm going to just be chatting with you guys basically about 5 habits that are hurting your growth and development just as a person. What I'm going to be using to refresh my wash and go today is the Big Papa. So this is the Big Papa Styling Gel. I find this has incredible slip on dry hair. It makes it shiny and it does last quite a bit. If this runs out, let me grab the other product that I'm going to be using. So if this runs out, I have Miss Pattern Styling Custard. Also has really good slip. I don't like tacky gels to refresh. I need them to have some sort of slip. With today's video, so today we're diving into a topic that affects all of us at the end of the day. These habits I'm gonna talk about are probably holding you back from reaching your full potential, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to grow and develop, and sometimes habits that we think are harmless can actually be like super detrimental to our growth. So let's uncover these 5 habits and how they could potentially be hurting you and stopping you from being your best self. Hey guys, for those who don't know, I am a certified personal trainer, and on my website you'll find an 8-week strength training program called Shape Your Body. Super affordable for those who want to start their fitness journey. I also do include free resources and meal plans for those who are cutting and or bulking. Thank you guys so much and enjoy the rest of the video. The first habit is something that's very, very common that all of us does, and it is procrastination. Procrastination, it is one of the most common habits that can seriously hinder your growth. It's basically for those, I mean, everyone should know what procrastination is, but for those that don't, it is the annoying tendency to kind of put things off until the last minute, and you're basically convincing yourself that you work better under pressure, like in a way. Or you just honestly don't feel like doing something and you're like, okay, I'll get to it, and then you never get to it. But let's talk about the reality of procrastination and really how that's hurting you and your growth. So guys, when you postpone important tasks, you create a cycle of stress and anxiety. Okay? When you postpone things, you create a cycle of stress and anxiety. And I know this firsthand, so I'm not just talking out of my ass. Last minute rushes lead to lower quality work. You miss deadlines and you have feelings of regret when those things do happen. Over time, this kind of behavior can actually minimize your self-confidence, and it'll also create like a negative association with the tasks that you're doing, which is why it's not good to really put things off all the time. So let's get into the whys, right? Why do we procrastinate? Well, there's like a bunch of reasons why, right? The fear of failure can lead you to avoid tasks. For those that are super detailed, perfectionism can cause you to feel paralyzed if you don't think you could do something perfectly. But most likely there's also the lack of motivation, right? In order to overcome procrastination, you got to start by breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps. I talk about this a lot in goal setting videos. So for example, if you have a paper, right, that you have to do that's in a month, start by setting aside maybe 10 minutes each day to, whether that's brainstorming or actually doing the paper, at least 10 minutes a day so you can start somewhere. You want to also create a detailed timeline with specific days and milestones leading up to like the final completion of the paper. So consider using like, whether that's productivity apps or just a simple planner to help you guys out. So you want to just focus on working a little bit every day and making sure that you make time and breaks for yourself so you don't get burnt out. So things like this helps boost your productivity. It does lead to less procrastination and also makes your tasks feel less daunting. So for the next one, let's talk about negative self-talk, because we are all guilty of it, myself included. Negative self-talk is a horrible habit that actually inhibits your self-esteem, y'all, and your self-confidence. So with this, it involves basically, it's the internal dialogue more so than the outside dialogue that you have with yourself. So think about that, okay? And it's often criticism and doubt. that has you, you know, talking negatively about yourself. So something that negative talk sounds like, you know, I'm not good enough. I always mess things up. What's wrong with me? Why can't I get this right? Why am I so stupid? Things like that. Over time, this mindset becomes a reality, right? And it prevents you from taking opportunities, you know, trying new things, and then you actually start believing in those limitations that you're setting for yourself. So this is also a habit that, just like procrastination, leads to health issues, right? Anxiety, stress, depression, you know? Your brain is a powerful tool, okay? Your brain is a powerful tool. And what you tell yourself shapes into your beliefs. It doesn't matter what anybody says. That is the fact of it. What you are telling yourself will become your reality if you don't change it. So in order to combat negative self-talk, you need to like change your cognitive like restructure. Like you need to restructure what you got going on up there. So identify your negative thoughts, right? Reframe them into something positive. I can't do this needs to be changed to like, I haven't mastered this yet, right? But you're gonna keep practicing to get there. It's just little things like that. That's the thing. You guys think it doesn't make a difference, and it does. It does. It's just something for you to think about and actually apply to your overall well-being. Another effective tool to help with negative self-talk is keeping a gratitude journal. I have one, and I strongly do believe in this. Each day, you know, write 3 things that you appreciate about yourself or your life. These simple things basically can shift your mindset from one of like scarcity and criticism to one of abundance and appreciation, gratitude. Overall, it'll gradually just diminish, you know, that power of self-talk that you have over yourself. Okay, guys, I ran out of my Big Papa, and so we got to get into Miss Pattern now. Habit 3 is avoiding change. You're scared because something new is going on and you're trying to avoid it at all means. Something that you have to understand is that change is an inevitable part of life, right? We know this, but yet many people resist change out of fear of like the unknown, you know, fear of the unknown, or just they like what they have going on now. They love the stability. It's just a preference of stability that causes people to be so scared when change is coming. It is natural to kind of feel a little apprehensive about change, but resisting it can just prevent you from evolving, and you'll end up being in the same place, which I think would do more harm than good. So when we as people avoid change, we miss opportunities for growth, for discovery, and then it manifests into various aspects of your life, right? Career, relationships, personal interests. You know, for those, like, for example, you might stay in a job that doesn't fulfill you or refrain you from like pursuing, you know, passion projects because like, you know, you're too intimidated on like taking on things like that and like straying away, you know, from what you know. To help you embrace change, you got to start by reframing that mindset. The same thing like negative self-talk. Y'all gotta start, you know, by reframing that. And so instead of viewing change as a threat, you know, try to see it as an opportunity. You know, ask yourself, what can I learn from this new experience? How could this change benefit me in the long term? You know, it's not as bad as you think it is. It's not as bad as you think it is. I'm gonna say that again. It's not as bad as you think it is. I'm telling y'all. I think a way to help people become more comfortable with change is to change up what you got in your own life, like in your day-to-day at home, in your routines. Change those daily routines, you know, add something new every day to spark excitement. Try a new route to work, sign up for, you know, different fitness classes, engage in different like activities, you know, like the more you're able to expose yourself to just like little small things, the more comfortable you become with it, instead of just jumping the gun if you're like that, like, you know, apprehensive about it. Also surround yourself with people that are not in the same mindset as you are. If you are one that is like super shy and closed off and just afraid, you know, be around people who like encourage you to step out of your comfort zone. And also, you know, you guys can share your experiences together. People that can like motivate you, embrace your growth, help you see, you know, the benefits of like being able to take on something new, adapting, evolving. The 4th habit, which everyone has come across this in their lives, and I think that does come with the last habit, which is being afraid of change, is staying in toxic situations. Woo child. Toxicity. Let's talk about it. Toxicity alone can stem from various like sources: unhealthy relationships, unsupportive workplaces or bosses, even negative family dynamics, right? And those are, I think, the toughest to kind of deal with, or that's where a lot of our trauma kind of starts from. So remaining in toxic environments like that can like definitely like destroy your motivation, your creativity, and overall just hurt your well-being, you know? People that like are in toxic workplaces, for example, like you'll know when you're in a toxic workplace, right? You'll see the signs, right? Constant negativity or remarks, unrealistic expectations and deadlines, no lack of recognition, you know, for like, you know, things that you should be recognized for. This kind of environment leads to burnout, you know, and then you start feeling unfulfilled. And even with personal relationships that like drain you emotionally, those hinder your growth and lead to like you feeling alone and isolated. So breaking free from toxic situations really starts by just assessing, you know, your environments critically, okay? Identify the people that you've outgrown, you know, places that no longer serves you or are actively like, you know, causing harm to your life, okay? I don't think you understand. It's essential to set your own boundaries, right? And in order to do that, you have to love yourself. So, you know, but that's a conversation for another day. So this could mean, you know, having open conversations with your friends or your colleagues about things that, you know, open your mouth. Closed mouths don't get fed. So open your mouth. You know, that's something that I'm still working on, being vocal about bringing up things that bother me. And if something's not right, you know, like don't think about it for another second. Don't think about it for another second, you know? So have those open conversations. If you know in advance it's not gonna get to anywhere, distance yourself from those people who like bring those negativity to you. They'll get the picture. Don't be afraid of hurting nobody by putting yourself first. Absolutely not. Seek that new job, rethink those relationships that you've invested so much time in, you know. Again, who you hang around is so important. You want to surround yourself with those positive influences, people that support your growth, appreciate your contributions to like their lives. You know, you want to engage with those communities or networks that can uplift you and then provide you the motivation and energy that you need to thrive. The last and final habit that we're going to be getting into today is the lack of continuous learning. The world is forever evolving, forever changing. And in this fast-paced world, we want to be able to have the drive to continuously learn and adapt. That alone is incredibly crucial. So if you're not, you know, actively seeking new knowledge, new skills, you're definitely going to feel yourself kind of falling behind or being a little bit stagnant in wherever you are currently. So with continuous learning, it doesn't have to mean like a formal education. It consists of a variety of experiences, online courses, maybe trying podcasts, listening to things, bettering your financial education, right? Bettering how to do things on your own, workshops, reading books. There's so much that you can learn out there. When you stop learning, like, because you think you're out of school, you know, you don't have to go and read and learn anything else. You're just going to apply what you know, and that's it. When you stop your learning, you limit that, like, your own ability to evolve, to adapt, to innovate, you know, innovate your personal life, innovate your professional life. In order to be able to establish like that habit of like continuous learning, you need to identify the areas that you're passionate about, right? Skills that you currently have that you may want to improve. Setting a goal to like reach a certain number of books, you know, every month that you want to read, enrolling in a course, you know, listening to educational videos, you know, instead of like toxic stuff. Overall, you want to make sure that you're allocating like time to learn, like in your current schedule, whether that's just 10 minutes or 20 minutes a day or every other day. So overall, you just want to be able to consider at least maybe joining groups, right? Attending seminars, participating in things, you know. The exchange of ideas basically can just help your understanding and keep you motivated. So you just want to make sure that you're making learning a lifelong habit. Not only just what you've learned in school and that's it. You want to be able to open up new avenues for growth and professional opportunities. All right, y'all, so I'm about done. You know, I finished my hair a while ago. My hair feels pretty good. Again, I do refresh on dried hair and it feels great. I need this to last me another 3 days. I washed my hair Wednesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, this is day 3. I need Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll put it back in a ponytail Tuesday and rewash it Wednesday. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But yes, guys, there you have it. Those are the 5 habits that I have that could definitely be harming your growth and development. I tried to make it quick but detailed in order to just help you fully understand the impact that these would have if you fall into any or all of these buckets. Recognizing the habits is really the first step towards even being able to change them. So I encourage you to at least pick one to work on this week. See how it transforms or, you know, starts to make a difference in your current life. If you have found this video helpful, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. I do a variety of content in my channel, all right? When people ask me what niche I'm in, I ain't got no niche. I'm gonna react to a video, I'm gonna do hair content, I'm a fitness girl, okay? So y'all gonna see it all. I'm a lifestyle girl, I'm a beauty girl. But yes, if this is your first time coming across my page, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love to hear about your experiences with these habits currently, or if you used to suffer from these habits in the past, what have you done that helped you get out of that and make you who you are today? Just leave comments like that below. Let's grow together. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Bye.